I bet you're here at CSTA 2020, eager and ready to learn something new. What if I told you that the most important thing you could be doing right now is to unlearn a belief that is very old? When is the last time you've needed to unlearn something? As a teacher, we find this very puzzling because we're always talking about learning and what is the best way to do things for students and what's the best way to train teachers and what's the best way to get states to believe in the power of computer science education. Our answers to these very questions are ideas, and the ideas that we choose become beliefs when they're reinforced, when we receive praise for them, when we use them over and over again. But I believe it's time that we, as a computer science community, ask ourselves to unlearn the one belief that is most important right now. And that is the belief that we are not racist and we are not a part of the problem. For the past few months, I've been a part of a mental health circle because I felt my own mental health declining in quarantine. I've learned a lot of strategies about what it takes to take a false belief and transform it into a new and truthful one. I want to share the steps that we can take together to uproot racism from ourselves, from our schools, from our country. The first step that we need to do is to honestly and authentically state what the false belief is. And the false belief is that we are not racist and we are not a part of the problem. The second step is to reflect on how that belief translates into our actions. What do we do based on that belief? The third step is what thoughts come out from that belief and those actions. Fourth is what does all of that mean together? Having the belief, the actions, and the thoughts, what does that look like for ourselves and for our students? And finally, fifth, we need to think about, is this belief that we hold subconscious, or do we already know about it? Because just knowing that in and of itself is incredible knowledge to act upon. We begin to unlearn by unpacking the very thought that was false and that we've been operating on for far too long. Now, the second part of this process is to replace the false belief with one that is accurate, one that we aspire to. That belief is that we can, have, and will be racist in the future. However, we can commit to being actively anti-racist at the same time. Now, what will that belief look like in action? What will that belief look like in thought? What will that mean altogether? And will this new belief be conscious or unconscious? I invite you to undergo this process along with me.